I used my tuition fee
Yeah.
for studio recording some time ago. My mom was so
So many people have done
happy
that.
about it. Yeah, I mean, she was so mad about it, but yeah, I mean, my mom was one person that understood the dream. Like she knew I was gonna become somebody big one day. So if you were to give me joy, Angela. Hey, oh yeah, yeah, Angela. What's up, it's your rock star Kuami Eugene, and I'm on TMC Media. What's up to Nigerian Torn? It's your rock star Kuami Eugene, Africa #1. And I'm on Afrobeat #1. We didn't come here to play cheese.
Hi, I'm Justine Malone with TMC Media. Today, sitting on the couch with Kuami Eugene. He has been doing a tour through New Zealand and Australia, and today or tonight he will be doing a concert. So thank you so much for your time before the show, and we're really looking forward to speaking with you and telling your story.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So how are you feeling at the moment? You're just about to go to the venue to do the show. What are the vibes at the moment?
I feel good actually. I'm so geared for this very particular show because it's my final show. Yeah, I've been around here for like I think 3 weeks now, and this is my last show. So yeah, I'm very geared for it, and I'm super happy that I've had the numbers and everywhere I go, and I appreciate it, and I'm very happy. So this is my final show, and I'm giving it my all before I leave.
So this is your first time in Australia, and before Australia you were in New Zealand, correct?
Yeah.
How was the shows in New Zealand?
It was fun. I had 3,000 capacity, and it was amazing to see everyone sing along to my songs. And it's I say this all the time. This is what every musician has envisioned, and it coming to pass for me to have people from the other side where I don't come from to sing my music.
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing, and I loved it. So yeah, thank you New Zealand for holding on to me. Yeah.
So you are here in your career at the moment. Let's take it all the way back to your upbringing in Ghana. Now, I know you said that you came from a pretty rough neighborhood. So take me back there and tell me how you got into music from the rough neighborhood.
Okay, it's been a journey for me. It's been a journey for me since I turned 18. Because, like you said, it's already out there. Like, I grew up in the slums. I grew up in an area in Ghana, West Africa to be precise, where it's not easy to emerge as an artist because there is no help. Yeah. There isn't that manager that will want to invest in you because everyone is trying to put things together in the slums. It's each man for himself where I come from. So it took a lot of effort. It took grace. It took some sort of blessings for me to get here because I didn't actually imagine being here at this age, at this young age. I knew I was gonna make it one day. I knew with perseverance and hard work I was going to make it one day, but I didn't know it was gonna come this quick.
Yeah.
And it was so tough. I had to leave home at the age of 18 and go fetch for myself. So
growing up in the actual slums of West Africa, how did you get out of that, and how to your first recording studio?
Okay, so it wasn't easy to go out there and put music together because to pay a producer, to pay a beat maker, it wasn't easy. I remember I used to save money, and I don't want to say this on camera, but yeah, to inspire someone out there, I used my tuition fee for studio recording some time ago. My mom was so
many people have
happy
done
about
that.
it. Yeah, she was so mad about it, but yeah, my mom was one person that understood the dream. Like she knew I was going to become somebody big one day, and she wanted to be a part of it. So even though it wasn't easy, she tried her best to purchase me my first computer. Yeah. Because producers were taking everything from me. They were taking all my money because that's all I have to give them. I had no help, and I really wanted to do this music thing. So I was giving producers everything that I have, and I had to learn how to produce my own music.
Yeah.
And I started my small studio with my mom helping me to purchase my first computer, and that is how it started for me. So I was doing my own music. I had to learn certain things from YouTube and all. I had to teach myself how to play the piano. Yeah. So like I'm here right now and I can play the piano and no one taught me. I had to teach myself, not even YouTube.
Yeah.
Because back then I didn't have money for YouTube. I mean, I started putting some work together before I started having money for YouTube. Because where we come from, it's not easy to have a normal computer in your house.
Yeah.
So we have I mean, some places we call internet cafe.
Yes.
I mean, you have to put money together,
Yeah.
go there, pay for some time before you can browse. I think that was how it started for me. I had to go learn how to do everything on the internet, memorize it, come home, and apply it. Yeah, that was it. Because I mean, I didn't even have a phone that had a camera,
Yeah.
so it was quite tough for me. I had to do everything the hard way, and it took me some time. I remember when I was in senior high school, I mean, I started taking the music serious. I started producing for myself, and with time, it took me some few years, and I became very, very good with producing my own music. And with my mom's help with giving me the first computer that I got, I started making my own music. So now I wasn't paying producers anymore. So I had to learn how to mix my own music. So I did the writing, mixing, mastering, and production. I did everything all by myself because I didn't have the money to pay everyone. And I think it actually it nurtured me. It nurtured me, made me who I am today. Because I mean, when you go to where I come from right now, I think I'm one of the names they can say I write for some big names out there in our industry. I write for some big artists. I produce for some big artists in our industry, and I do this mixing and mashing. Most of my songs before it gets to the head of my management. I mean, everything is almost already done because I write my own songs, mix it, master it, I put it together before it gets there. And maybe if there are some touches they have to add, they do it, and that's it for me. And I think it's because I've been through that and I learned it the hard way, and I think it helped.
So you said that you write for some big artists. Are you allowed to name some of them?
Okay, I wrote Killing Me Softly. Oh, my baby for Adina.
Yeah.
I wrote Killing Me I actually produced it.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and Becca.
Yeah.
I write for Becca. I've written for Efia before. I've written for Miss V. Other big names and all. So, yeah.
And where do you find the inspiration when you're writing the music, especially if you're writing it for somebody else, because music becomes so personal to the singer?
I mean, with myself, it's normally what I've been through and what I'm going through at the moment, and whatever I see. I mean, it's about the world, how I see my world.
Yeah.
That's what I put out there in my music. But when I'm writing for other people, I think it's normally I try to have a view of their life, have a little.
You speak with them first about what they want to sing about.
I mean, with the help of social media right now, you don't have to speak to someone to know what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
Everything is out there.
Yeah.
And I think now that we live in an age where when people are going through pain or something, they start on Snapchat, I posted, they give the world a hint of what they are going through. I mean, it's happening everywhere now. So, and most of the times I look at the people you're selling your music to, your numbers, those that listen to you, what do they want to listen, and how you became a celebrity through what they listen to. And I think that's the content they normally want to hear from you, what they need from you, how do you inspire them. So I go through your previous music and your life together with what's going on at the moment, and I put something together that your fans will love.
Yeah.
I think that's
I feel like you understand personal branding quite well. So can you tell me a little bit about your personal branding and the music that you would write for yourself? You said that you, when you write for when you ghostwrite for other artists, you look at them and their audience. So you're really looking at their branding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explain your branding a little bit.
My personal brand. I mean, branding right now, it's my whole embodiment is basically about what I see out there and how I want people to see me out there. And the message I want to put out there. Everything about me should portray how I want to be remembered in some few years when I'm not doing this anymore.
And how's that?
And I try as much as possible to put positive vibe out there. I mean, through my music, through everything that I do. How, like I said, I portray myself out there. Everything should be about how I want to be remembered. I want to be on the good side. I want to be in everyone's good books. So I try as much as possible to fit in and be myself regardless, but then again fit in and be regarded in the society as somebody that inspires everyone and played a good part and made people happy and made people dance actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess with so much bad stuff going on in the world, we can't, just want to keep putting positivity in there.
You need that.
So I'm just going to take it back a little bit. We've spoken about your upbringing. In those phases, were there any real hardships or come downs that made you almost lose focus or take a different path that was probably not so positive?
Okay, so I met a lot of hardship actually, but I think there was none that I was so focused on being me with who I am today. I was just so obsessed
busy.
with.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with my. I was obsessed with the talent that I've been given. Like my whole mindset.
You had a passion.
Very passionate about who I wanted to be so much that I think nothing could actually get me swayed away from whatever I wanted to be. So I was so much focused on who I wanted to be. Even though I met a lot of hardships, it wasn't easy. I mean, finding a manager, getting somebody to put my music out there, somebody to assist me, it wasn't easy. But there isn't a day that, I was in a position where I think, I have to put a stop to this.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to work, no. Even if it wasn't working that very moment, I knew it would take time, but I would get there. So I just have to put together some hope.
And what did you do to find that manager and to find the backup that you needed to get out there?
Okay, I think it started with reality shows. I was optimistic with who I wanted to be, and I was pushing. I was being very perseverant towards it. So I went to a reality show, and I got picked, and I was third place.
Yeah. What was the show?
Even though I was looking for first place.
Yeah.
I was third place, and it's called MTN Hitmaker.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest reality shows in Africa. So I was third place, and I'll say a judge on the show. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of interest in me, and he was like, you know what? After this show, even though you didn't win, see me in 2 days. We have a conversation. I don't know whether I don't remember how many days. It took for him to invite me, but he invited me after the whole event, and he was like, I think you have something in you that together we can put it out there. I was like, yeah, this is what I've ever wanted. So let's go ahead. Yeah. So he gave me a contract. I took it home. I told my parents. They were super excited about it because, it was like a dream come true. And the record label that signed me, it was a label that I've always wanted to be part of because I was so obsessed with their artists and how good they were doing.
What kind of artists did they have that you loved?
They have Miss V, and they had Kitty before me.
Yeah.
And they had amazing artists. They've had artists that I used to listen to before they signed me, and some were old artists. So some were out of the label before I got there.
Yeah. So their artists inspired you, so you wanted to, you're excited to work with them.
Inspired me because they were really doing good in the market, and I wanted to be part of it. Everything that is winning, I wanted to be part. So I was excited when they invited me. They brought a contract, showed it to my family. My family was excited. I actually got some different deals as well because after the reality show, people found out that there's some talent somewhere. So I was getting calls from every angle that I had to take time and choose what was best for me.
Yeah.
So I chose that record label.
Yeah. Because you knew them and you're inspired by the artists.
Yeah, and it worked for me.
Yeah.
They started putting music out there. It took some few months though, but after I had Angela, it kickstarted, and I'm everywhere now.
Yeah. And then working with the record label, what is the process with them?
Okay, so it's basically we'll first put music together, and most of the job is left for them to do. So they meet the international market, all these platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, that's their job. My job is to do the music and make sure it's good music. So if they put it out there, I'll get people to purchase it. So I do the recording, they do the marketing, and when the music is out there, I do the follow-up and do the shows. That's it.
And because you learned how to produce your own music, Do you find it hard when other people produce it? Do you get really picky with how they engineer the song in the end?
Actually, actually, yeah. I mean, it's like I understand what you're doing for me, and sometimes I want to be part of it. And you can do everything for yourself. Sometimes you need to allow people to have different ideas, for people to bring in different kind of vibe. Because I mean, the world doesn't revolve around just you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So sometimes you have to have the ideas of other people as well. So it's good. I mean, I make other people produce my music for me sometimes. But then again, like you're saying, I mean, it needs to be assessed because I understand what you're doing for me, and I want the best for myself.
Yeah.
So, of course, when you're done, I'll see through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the team that has been built around you now, how do you navigate who comes into your team, into your close circle? Like, how do you learn to trust people now?
I mean, I think trust is profound. I mean, for somebody like me, it's an intense word because it's difficult to find who to trust these days. I mean, loyalty has become very difficult, but I mean, I used to think it's not hard. Loyalty is not hard, but I think as time goes on, I realized to have somebody that you can trust 100%.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to come by. So I don't really trust people. I give people the opportunity to have a part in my life. I don't trust people. I say that because if I put my trust in you and you fail me, it hurts more. Yes, but then again, if I give you the opportunity to have a part of my life and you fail me, I didn't trust you, so I don't get so hurt.
So it's like a fear of being
Yeah, so I don't really trust people.
Okay.
I allow people.
You allow people.
Yeah.
And how do your parents? That sounds like they were really supportive of your career.
Not all of them.
Like, how are they involved in your career now?
Okay, so how both of them are involved in my career now, I would say. My dad is more involved than my mom.
Yeah.
Because my mom is that quiet one. She barely talks. I mean, all she says is, go out there, do good, and I wish you well. I mean, keep getting the blessings you're getting, and I hope you get bigger and bigger every day. My dad, on the other hand, didn't used to be supportive of what I do right now. I mean, he used to be so mad. And he's actually part of the reason why I left home when I was 18, though.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really like what I was doing when I started my own studio. And I mean, his idea was I was making too much noise in the house.
So how did he come back around?
Because I'm making money now, yeah.
So do you trust your dad?
I don't trust people. I just allow people. So yeah, so my dad and I were very cool because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's my dad and he gave birth to me. I think he's a part of who I am today. Some decision he made someday is the reason why I'm here today. So I love my dad so much. Even though he didn't help like my mom did,
Yeah.
I still love him so much. And everything that I have is his. I mean, it's for the whole family. Yeah. But my dad is more into whatever I bring home than my mom. My mom doesn't care.
Yeah.
My dad actually cares. Yeah.
So as you grew as an artist and you saw the numbers grow, especially on Instagram and YouTube, did you ever have a particular moment that you sat there and you're like, I made it. People know who I am now. Do you remember that moment?
I mean, I've had several moments where I realized, okay, I think people know me now because I've been to. First, I thought it was Ghana because I'm very big where I come from. I mean, it's very popular, but it started getting to me when I started having gigs out of my country, and I came out of Ghana, and people still recognize me when I'm at the airport. Everyone want to take a picture, so I have to be treated differently because when I'm around, there's more chaos because everybody's trying to get a picture and it delays time and all. So you have to find another way for me to get out of the space and all. Like, no, am I that big?
Yeah. So do you? How do you kind of try to stay humble then if people are always coming at you? It's really easy to get swept up in it and get carried away. How do you remind yourself to stay who you are?
I try as much as possible and I learn a lot because I always tell myself there've been people before me, and I'm not the biggest person in the world. And I mean, there've been amazing people who did the same thing that I'm doing, and this thing that we're doing, this whole celebrity life, this whole musician, this whole popularity it takes time, but yeah, it's also a period of time. And at some point in time, I need to step down for another young person like me to step into my shoes. It's just like that. It will happen to everyone.
And who were some of the big artists that you really idolized? Like when you were a kid and you saw them on stage or heard them, like who were the people that you were like, you've maybe just fallen in love with the music and the scene?
I spent a lot of my time listening and watching to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And Chris Brown and
Real old classics.
Elvis.
You know what? Elvis really just changed music. Like we all know that. Like he just brought cultures together. He introduced a different type of music. Like we wouldn't be here today without Elvis really breaking the box
I think
there.
Elvis, Michael Jackson. Two iconic people. You can't take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up watching these people and listening to them, and a lot of. I got inspirations from almost everywhere because I'm that type that listens to every kind of music. Because I want to be inspired. I don't want my music to sound.
Tunnel
to be the channel to one particular direction. Because I want to tap into every age. So I try as much as possible to learn from everywhere.
So who do you look up to now? Who are you kind of tracking?
Wow. If you allow me, I'll look up to Michael Jackson. Yeah. If you allow me.
And what is it about him that you look up to?
I think there's something about him. He's so special. And one individual that performs and people collapse. And he invented a lot of dance moves. Yeah. One single person. We talk about moonwalk and he's no more, and we're still talking about Michael Jackson. Whenever everybody moves back without looking back, I think that's a Michael Jackson move.
Yeah, iconic.
It's very iconic, and I want to be remembered as, somebody that changed the industry. I played a part in the industry where I inspired a lot of lives, and I think he did that. It won't be bad if I can do that too. So, I'm hoping.
Got to find your iconic move.
I know.
something that's not on TikTok already.
I know TikTok these days is making everything difficult. You find regular people inventing moves that, celebrities have to jump on as well. So, it's a new world we're living in. So it's going to be quite difficult. I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
And for any up-and-coming artists, what advice do you have for them?
I would say believe in yourself, and I know it's difficult to come out with something different these days because, social media is putting everything out there. Yeah. But I try as much as possible to be different from everyone. I think that is where you get the maximum attention that you need, because if you're regular like everyone, then you're not so special. So as an upcoming artist, before you get out there, find something that is special, something that is not regular. Be yourself. But then again, be unique. Something that you can be, that can make you iconic. Yeah. Then work towards it.
And I think everybody is unique and they have something unique inside of them. So it's about finding that uniqueness in you and celebrating.
It's about finding it. It's not easy these days, but once you're very optimistic about what you're doing and you're geared towards it, you find it at, some point. And just put it out there and be yourself.
Yeah. What kind of music do you have coming up, and do you have any new albums that we should keep an eye out on for?
Okay, so I'm actually releasing a new song this coming very Thursday.
Yeah.
It's titled Single, and I'm releasing an album titled Rags to Riches. I know it's cliche, but I have a story that I really need to put out there. So the fact that, you've heard Rags to Riches before, permit me to put it out there. Have that Rags to Riches as the title of my album, because I have something to put out there. I need to inspire people. I need to let people know that you can really move from the rags to riches. So that's what my album is about, and it's coming out next year.
Great. And we look forward to your next tour.
Yeah, I can't wait.